Hi guys, this is George back here with another video, and welcome to another behind the scenes tour and review. So today I'm at Chessington, where I'm going to be taking part in their new behind the scenes VIP workshop, engineering workshops tour. So yeah, this is a new experience. It only launched a couple weeks ago and I booked on to the first one that I could. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this today. I've heard a lot about it. Apparently it's going to be a few hours of tour, so we're going to go into some of the maintenance bays and the engineering workshops. So that's going to be cool. So as part of this, you go into the main engineering workshop, Tiger Rock's workshop, and also Mandrill Mayhem's workshop. And with this as well, you also get a fast track to skip the queue on Mandrill Mayhem and also Vampire as well, which is really good as part of the experience. For pass holders, obviously I'm a pass holder, I paid £80 for this experience. If you're not a pass holder, then I think it's £95 if you're not a pass holder. So yeah, I'm going to do the tour today and see if it's worth the money or not. I'll do a full review later on, but I'm also going to be filming a construction update for the new Paw Patrol area opening next year as well. So that'll already be uploaded, so you can go and check that out if you haven't already seen it. But yeah, this video is going to be all about this new behind the scenes tour. So if you are doing this experience, then it starts at 11 o'clock and you meet 15 minutes before in the Chessington Hotel in the Soko Lounge. So yeah, you enter through the main entrance and you just go around the corner and into the Soko Lounge, and then your VIP host and engineer comes to collect you, and then you'll begin the tour. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this is going to be like. Okay then, so it's been a few days since my behind the scenes tour, and yeah, I have to say that was absolutely fantastic. Overall, it was about 3 hours long, so it's a long experience, so do bear that in mind if you are booked onto this or thinking of doing it. It's a long experience. There's lots of periods where you're walking around, standing up, so it is a long experience. It is recommended that you take water along with you. You can also stop for toilet breaks as well if you need to during the experience as well, because with this experience you're walking through the park for a lot of it as well, like going from different parts of the park to the other. So yeah, do bear that in mind if you are taking part in this. But I'm going to talk to you all about the different things that we saw now in the experience and how it was, how it went. So we started off by meeting in the Soko Lounge in the Safari Hotel. We then got picked up by our VIP hosts and the engineer as well, and we then got taken to a small room just kind of towards the side of the entrance, where they gave us a bit of a safety briefing. Of course, with things like this, safety is very important, so just a little bit of a safety briefing there. So yeah, that was not too long, just like a quick 5-10 minute talk, just what to do, what don't do, and yeah, how to react basically to different things that you're going to be seeing, and how to respond to different things on this tour. So yeah, we then got taken into the main engineering workshop, which is literally pretty much right next to the Safari Hotel. So outside there were loads of wheels set out there, loads of other ride parts as well. We saw like a motor as well for Vampire, which was really cool, and gearboxes there were out there as well, which was really cool. There were so many wheels out there, literally stacks and stacks of them, and apparently a lot of them are going to be going for sale soon as well. So we did ask at a few points throughout the tour, like, are there any ride parts going for sale? Will these be for sale? Will these be for sale? From what it sounds like, there's going to be a lot of ride parts going for sale at some point in the near future. So all we got told was to keep our eye out for them if we wanted to buy any ride parts. So yeah, I'd really like to buy one of those Vampire wheels at some point, because they're really cool. I'd like one of those. But yeah, then we went into the main actual workshop itself. We had to stay all in the green. So there's the green section laid out and there's the grey. So we had to stay in the green kind of taped off area at all times whilst in here. And in this main engineering workshop, when we first went in, we saw one of the trains for Vampire had been completely dismantled and it was all in pieces on the floor, which was really cool to see. So what they were saying with Vampire is that it has 3 trains, however it normally only runs 2 trains, because the difference in terms of throughput when it's on 3 trains and 2 trains isn't actually very much. Sometimes, of course, having more trains means you can get more people through. Sometimes it doesn't really affect anything because of stacking on the brake run. Vampire is one where having it on 3 trains would result in stacking on the brake run, so therefore the throughput wouldn't actually be that different to it being on 2 trains. And it also makes it easier having it on 2 trains, because then they can always have one in maintenance, and then once that one's ready they can put that one back on, take another train off and do the maintenance of that one. So it means that they can keep this ride going efficiently, doing the maintenance on all the trains without it having to be running on one train as much or being closed as much while they're doing maintenance on the trains. So yeah, we got shown all the different parts of that. We then got taken round the edge of the building and we went to the second area in this workshop. It was kind of split off into 3 different zones, all on the big main floor. So Vampire was kind of in zone 1, and then we got taken to zone 2, which was in the middle, and we saw 2 Dragon's Fury trains there as well. So I think they said they have 9 trains for Dragon's Fury, and we saw 2 of them in here, which was really cool to see. One of them we saw just with the actual workings of the train, without the kind of carriage itself actually attached onto it, the bit that you sit in. We saw the workings of it, like how the restraints lock and the spinning mechanism, and he could actually, the engineer, he switched it off so he could free spin it as well. So there was a little switch he pressed and then he could spin it round as well, which was really cool to see. So of course that's how they can do maintenance on the train, flip that switch and then they can spin it round and look at all different parts that they need to see, which was really cool to see. And then one was pretty much assembled as well, which was really cool to see. Yeah, it was cool to see one kind of assembled and then one disassembled, so you kind of see what it looks like when it starts off, and then you see it taking apart and then putting it back together again, and kind of the process that would involve doing the maintenance on these trains, which is really cool, and taking them all apart, which was really cool to see. We then got taken to Zone 3, where we saw Jungle Bus in pieces. Yes, Jungle Bus is still at the park, of course. It is very likely that it's going to be going into the new Paw Patrol area. However, yeah, at the moment it's currently in pieces in this engineering workshop. It hasn't been painted or anything yet, but we saw all the different ride parts for it, all in pieces. And yeah, it was cool to see that again. So yeah, I got a few photos and videos of that that you can see on the screen coming up now. And yeah, it'll be cool to see it with its new colour scheme when it reopens next year in the new Paw Patrol area. We then got taken around the rest of the engineering workshop. There are a few other sections to see in there, like all of the other like controls to the rides and different ride paths just stored away that they were doing. We got taken into a main big storage building where there were loads of different shelves and they were all marked out with different names, like different letters, and then the ride name as well that you could see, and there were all the different smaller parts that you might need to fit on the ride. Like the bigger parts were all in the main workshop, and then you had the smaller parts that were all in this big storage room, which is really cool. And then after that we got taken out of that workshop, and then we then made our way through the park, through a staff area into the main park, and we then got taken over to the Tiger Rock maintenance bay. And yeah, this was a really cool part of the tour because we actually got taken through like right next to where the construction is going on for the 2027 Minecraft area, which was really cool to see. If you are doing this tour, you will get very close to this construction site and you can get some fantastic views of what's going on. We weren't allowed to take any photos of it, unfortunately. However, yeah, we did get very close to it. We were pretty much in the construction site, like right next to it. I mean, obviously, don't do this, but if I had wanted to, I could have easily just gone through the open gate into the construction sites. Obviously, don't do that if you are doing this tour, but there are like open gates and fences you can easily see above to see what's going on. When more progress happens with this area, this is going to be a great thing to do to get construction updates. Obviously, I imagine throughout the whole time it's being built, you're not going to be allowed to film it from here because we were literally right next to the site, and obviously they want to keep it a bit of a secret. So if you are doing this tour, then that is a little perk. You go through Land of the Tiger, and then you've got the area that used to connect Land of the Tiger with Wild Asia, which is of course closed up. We went down there, past the construction sites, and to the Tiger Rock engineering workshop. And in here there were loads of Tiger Rock boats in there as well. Loads of boats that they have on the circuit. Of course, they don't need all of them all at one time, but they were doing maintenance on lots of them. There was one attached to this big like pulley system, so he showed us like lifting it up, like lifting the individual parts up and then lifting the whole boat up and putting it back down again. There were lots of boats stacked on top of each other as well, which was really cool to see. And he was talking to us about all the engineering behind Tiger Rock and showing us all the different parts of the boats. Like we saw the wheels up close, which of course guide you down the drop, and then the boat itself is just guided by the current, which is really cool. Originally I thought the wheels might have helped around the corners and stuff, because you have got some side wheels on there. I thought they might have been to help guide the boats round the bends in the trough, but no, it's literally all completely by the current, which is really cool. The only thing the wheels are for going down the drops, and then of course for the lift hill, it attaches onto the conveyor belt, so it's got a little pad underneath the front of each boat that connects onto the belt system, which then pulls it up the lift hill, and they were talking to us about how that works. And with the second lift hill as well, it's actually pretty interesting that you might not have noticed. There's actually 2 different conveyor belts on that one, so you can see, if you look carefully when you're on the ride, you go halfway up the lift hill on one conveyor belt, and then it switches onto another conveyor belt that takes you up to the top, which is cool. I didn't actually know that before. I'd never noticed that, but then I went on the ride after this tour, and I did see it, so that was cool to see. And yeah, of course, there are some other ride parts in there as well. There were some parts for Cobra in there as well, the Zamperla Disco, which is going to be coming back in 2027 as part of the Minecraft area. So they've got some of the parts stored in there, and they've also got some of the parts stored in the car park as well. So yeah, it was cool to see those different ride parts that they're clearly just storing there until they are going to end up putting the ride back up in the Minecraft area. So after that, we then got taken over to World of Jumanji to go to the Manjul Mayhem engineering workshop. And as we were a little bit ahead of schedule, we were about 10 minutes ahead of schedule here, so they got us on straight onto Ostrich Stampede. So normally, this wouldn't be included. Normally with the experience, you get a fast track for Manjul Mayhem and Vampire. You skip the queue and you get straight on the ride. But as we were a little bit ahead of schedule, we got to ride Ostrich Stampede as well. So like, yeah, do you want to go on Ostrich Stampede? We can get you straight on. So yeah, I went on there, which was good fun. Good to get straight on there. Not that there was a queue or anything. Like even if I was in the main queue, I wouldn't have really had to wait. But as we were ahead of schedule, it was good to get on there and have a ride on there. And we then got taken over to Manjul Mayhem's engineering bay. So we started off by actually going on the ride. So we went on the ride. We got to choose our row as well. So we went for the back row, of course, that's facing the other way. So that was good. And because it was quiet as well, and there wasn't really much use for a fast track, they let us go around twice as well to kind of even it out a bit. So yeah, we didn't skip a queue, but we did get to ride it twice, which was cool. We then got taken into the engineering workshop. Yeah, there wasn't as much in here compared to the other engineering workshops, because with this ride, with it only having one train, they can do a lot of work in the station and on the on the first launch for it. However, there were lots of kind of trolley-looking things in here that they used to attach each part of the wing cover onto. So when they are doing work on the train, they can lift the individual like wing covers up, put it on these trolleys, and then they can wheel it off to wherever they want to take it and do the work on that. So that was cool. And it was also in here that we got to see lots of different other ride parts from Manjul Mayhem, including a wheel. We got to hold the wheel and have a photo with it, which was really cool. It was a really big, heavy wheel for this ride, so it was really cool to see. We also got to ask some questions about the ride itself and B&M. A question that we wanted to know was, why is Manjul Mayhem a bit rougher compared to other B&Ms? And the answer to that is, with the ride system, of course, it's fit into a small area, so it makes some very tight turns and inversions, and the trains aren't designed for tight turns like that. So this ride really pushes the limits of what wing coaster trains can do. Therefore, that is why this ride in particular is a little bit rougher than other B&Ms. They are working on different methods to try and reduce the rattle. One of the methods they were talking about was having these rubber things on the wheels, which are supposed to like take the impact more, so you don't feel it as much on the train. Like if there's a pothole in the track, then the rubber will kind of absorb the impact rather than the rest of the train, so you don't feel it as much. But yeah, they are working on different methods to try and reduce the rattle on there. We also asked about just newer B&Ms in general and what the rattle is coming from. They said that they don't know what's happening with B&M, however, possibly they have changed suppliers. We know that this is probably due to B&M wanting to reduce their costs. Changing suppliers is often a thing that different businesses will do to try and reduce their costs, and maybe B&M are now paying this new supplier less money and they're not getting as high quality products maybe, and maybe that's affecting the rattle. We don't know, but the engineer did say that that was a possibility, and that is one of many factors that could be why newer B&M coasters are more rattly than they used to be. And we then got taken round to the back of Manual Mayhem as well, and we got to see a cool unique view of it launching up the spike, which was really cool. So I'll put a shot in of that, which was really cool to see. That's a shot that you don't normally get very often. And then we got taken out back into where it links up to Vampire, like the Vampire Hill path that they call it, where they have the scare zone, Vile Villagers, at Halloween, and we actually got to see some of the theming getting put into place for that. Of course, it's going to be called Stonewatchers Vampire's Lair this year, so a bit of a refresh. However, what the theming that I saw in there, it looks pretty similar to a lot of the theming that was in there when it was Vile Villagers, but it was cool to see. We weren't allowed to take any photos of this section because of course they're saving it for Halloween, but it was cool to see a little bit of construction update with that. We were literally right next to the workers, like putting all the theming in, which was really cool to see. And we then got taken over to Vampire, where we got our ride on there. We got straight to the front of the queue. We got to choose where we wanted to sit, so we went on the front row, which was really good. We had our ride on there, and then yeah, we went over to the back, just behind Vampire Station, and that was the tour complete. So then we got taken back over to the the small little room where we got taken first. It was a bit like a trailer, like if you've seen a movie, like on a movie set, a trailer. It was a little bit like that. So we went back in there, and we got given a ride pass as well. They do like to give a few ride pass, they said. Obviously, with the fact that there was only 2 of us, and there were 2 ride pass in there, it was ideal because there was 1 for each of us. We got a couple that we found like lying. There was a couple of ride pass lying around as well in the main workshop, so they gave them to us as well. So I ended up coming away with 2 ride pass, which I'm really happy about. I got a rattlesnake brake pad, and also something else from Rattlesnake as well. I can't remember what it was, but it was from Rattlesnake, so I'll put some footage in of those 2 ride passes that I got. But yeah, if you are going in a bigger group, they tend to ask different questions, and then if you get the question right, then you win the ride part, basically. They like to give ride parts away each tour, but yeah, depending on how big the groups are, will depend on how likely you are to get them. With there only being 2 of us and 2 ride parts, then yeah, we both got 1, which was nice. But overall, I was really impressed with the experience. I definitely thought it was worth the money that we paid. Like, if you think about it, a one-shot fast track would normally be about £10. So when you put in fast track for Manual Mayhem and Vampire, that's about 20 quid already. So and then so it does add up with things like this. So I definitely say it's worth the money. I'm really glad I did it. A 3-hour experience. So yeah, it was really long, going around seeing loads of different things, and it was a really good tour. The engineer was very good at, he definitely knew what he was talking about. He was very good at answering the questions. Like, any questions we had, he was really good at answering them. So yeah, it was a fantastic tour. Some very knowledgeable engineers and hosts on there, and overall I really enjoyed the experience. It does take place during park hours, so we ended up meeting at 11 o'clock in the hotel, and then we finished at about 2. So yeah, do bear that in mind with this experience. It does take place during park operational hours. It's not like other VIP experiences where normally they take place out of operational hours. But there we go. Overall, I definitely recommend the tour. I did really enjoy it. It was absolutely fantastic. But that's now the end of this video here. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at George Kelly, and follow me on Twitter at George Kelly. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye.